Hello, sports fans. Welcome to Super Sports Central. Today, the MLB All-Star starters were announced, and we're going to be going over who they are and if I agree with them being the starter, and if I don't agree with them, who I think should have started in place of them. So, starting off with the American League at the catcher position, we're going to go through AL then NL. So, starting off with the AL catcher is Alejandro Kirk of the Blue Jays, making his first All-Star appearance. He's having a great season. He's top 5 in batting average in the American League and also good defensively. So I agree with him being the All-Star starter. Starting first baseman is Vladimir Guerrero Jr., also of the Blue Jays. He's not having the amazing season he was having last year, but he's still having a very, very good season. He's got 16 home runs and is batting 283 so far. Another person I think is deserving of the start. Second baseman is Jose Altuve of the Astros. So he's having a good season. He beat out Santiago Espinal of the Blue Jays, who both of which having a very similar offensive season. But of those two, I would agree with Altuve. But Twins' Luis Arraez is also an option here, as he's the MLB batting average leader, batting over 350. So I would still say yes to Altuve, but I wouldn't be complaining if it was Luis Arraez. Shortstop is Tim Anderson. He's batting over 300 once again. Seems like he's always batting 300. He's very consistent. In his first All-Star game, he did miss a lot of time, only played 55 games, while other good shortstops in the American League have played 75-plus games. So, yes, Tim Anderson is very good, but I would not give the start to him. I would give it to someone that's played more games and still been very, very good, and either Xander Bogaerts or Bo Bichette. Third base, this was really tough. So the starter is Rafael Devers of the Red Sox, but everyone seems to always forget about MVP candidate Jose Ramirez, and he's an MVP candidate like every year, but he just never gets talked about. But Devers is having the slightly better season, batting 330 with 19 home runs. It's close, but I would agree with Devers here. Outfielders, we have Giancarlo Stanton of the Yankees, Mike Trout of the Angels, and Aaron Judge of the Yankees. So Stanton is hitting 237 with 21 home runs. He's also appearing in his first All-Star game as a Yankee. So I agree with Stanton. And then Trout and Judge, there's really no explanation necessary. Mike Trout is Mike Trout, and Aaron Judge is having a monster season and is an MVP frontrunner. And American League DH, that is Shohei Ohtani. But it should definitely be Yordan Alvarez. So there's no defensive comparison because they're only hitting. And when you just compare the numbers, Alvarez is batting 312 with 26 home runs, while Ohtani is still having a good year, just not as good. He's batting 257 with 18 home runs. So this one should not be Ohtani, it should be Yordan Alvarez. On to the National League, Wilson Contreras is the starting catcher of the Cubs, and also for the NL All-Star team. He's having a great season. I would give the start to Contreras, but Travis d'Arnaud is also having an All-Star season. First baseman is Paul Goldschmidt of the Cardinals. So he's having an MVP caliber season, batting 342 with 19 home runs, and is great defensively as usual, and Goldie is the only correct answer here for first base, in my eyes. Second base is Jazz Chisholm of the Marlins. He did miss time. In fact, he's currently on the injured list at the moment with a back injury, but he has 14 home runs and is batting 251, also with 12 stolen bases, so I would agree with him here. Shortstop for the National League is Trey Turner of the Dodgers. This one is another really tough one. Trey Turner got the start, but Dansby Swanson of the Braves is also having a great season. I would give the start to Trey Turner, but I have no reasoning aside from he should start in front of his hometown crowd because the All-Star game is at Dodger Stadium. But it's really close. Flip a coin. You can convince me either way. But if Trey Turner was starting, I'd agree with him. If Dansby Swanson was starting, I would agree with him. Third baseman is Manny Machado, another really, really close one. This one's between Machado and Nolan Arenado. So Machado started the year on fire, but Arenado is also having an elite season. It's really close, another one where I can't complain either way. So I'll say I agree, but if it was Arenado, again, I would also agree. Outfielders in the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr., Jock Peterson, and Mookie Betts. Really none of them need explanations. Aside from maybe Jock Peterson, who's having a great season. It looked like he may be more of a platoon player, but he's an all-star. And DH of the National League, Bryce Harper was the voted on DH, and who was the voted DH starter, but he's obviously not going to be playing because of a thumb injury that requires surgery. So I think who should his replacement be is really what I'm going to be doing here. And I think that's going to be another fellow Philly, and that will be Kyle Schwarber. So he started mashing home runs just like he did last season. He goes on a streak where he hits like a home run a game. And even though he plays a little bit more outfield for the Phillies because he also had a torn UCL, or a partially torn UCL, he was only able to DH. So Schwarber was playing the outfield, but I do think Schwarber deserves the NL DH start. So let me know if you agree with my thoughts on who should be starting, disagree, and why in the comments below. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. I do my best to post as often as possible, and I will see you in the next video.